Good morning, everybody, and welcome to your Term 3 technology section with me. I really was hoping to do this as a live lesson, this first lesson that we have. I think it would have just been nice form if I could have started off with a video session with you. And unfortunately, though, I am back at school today. The grade 12s are there, so all the grade 12 teachers are back. And I honestly I just don't trust the school network enough to try and run a live session with you from the school. Okay, so this video will have to do for lesson number 1. But what we will do is we will have a live session as soon as possible. Okay, so a little bit about how we'll run this. We will have a WhatsApp group as well as the team, and I will post stuff to both simultaneously. So I'll post stuff to WhatsApp and to Teams. I have already uploaded the notes for this term. You'll find it in the team. It's in if you go into the class files, and you'll see I've created a folder there called Term 3 Mr. Lewis. Just have a look inside there, and you'll see there's a set of videos and a PDF document. So just make sure you download that PDF document onto your laptop, because that is what we're going to be using, and that is what's open in front of us right now on the screen. I have put the videos into the file section as well. You're welcome to download those. But when we do the lessons, what I will do, if you're just gonna watch them off the internet, I do have a YouTube channel of my own, and I have posted them to there. So I will give you the links for those. And normally the quality is it's better to watch off YouTube. I found if you try and watch off Teams, then it buffers and glitches a bit, but YouTube works fine. Okay, so a little bit about the breakdown. You'll notice here that this says grade 8. Okay, this is the beginning of a 2-year syllabus, so grade 8s and 9s. So if you're on grade 9 and you see it says grade 8 here, don't worry. This is the first year we are doing this, so both grade 8 and grade 9 are both doing the same work this year. So this is all about robotics and microprocessors and embedded systems. I hope you're going to enjoy it. It's some people love this, some people don't. Okay, so if you're a person that does not like this, that's perfectly fine. Okay, don't worry about that. But what I do ask is that just for this term, give it your best shot. Try and get the best marks that you can get. And at the end of the term, if you say to me, so this is just not for me, I'm not going to be a robotic engineer, but I perfectly understand. That's not a problem. But at least give it a shot while you are here, right? Get yourself, be able to make an informed decision with good information. So give it a go. Who knows? You never know. You might actually like it. Okay, so let's break down what we are going to do. So the first lesson that we're going to do, which we'll do now, is going to be lesson 1 here on the units of computers. You've probably seen this before, but we'll just do it in a bit more of a formal lesson. Then we're going to move on to number systems, and I'm going to teach you about decimal numbers. And well, you know about decimal numbers because you've been doing them for years, but I'm going to show you about binary numbers and hexadecimal numbers. And how to convert between different number systems. We learn this because computers work in binary. Okay, then we are going to move on to logical operators and or not operators, and I'll teach you how to do that. We'll then move on to a section on microcontrollers and embedded systems, and I'll teach you a little bit about that. These, you believe me, you encounter these every single day. So it's just nice to know what it is that you're dealing with. Then in lesson 5, we will deal with ports. If you've done robotics with me, we've done a little bit of this before. If you were with me in grade 8 last year, then you will have done a little bit of this before. And then one of two things is going to happen after this. Okay, lesson 6 on microbit becomes practical, and we can only do this if we are back at school. So if we are back at school, then by this time, we will do lessons 6 to 10, which is practical stuff on the little microbit microcomputers. If we are not back at school, then what we'll do is we'll do a 5-lesson programming coding with Greenfoot, and we'll make a game. So either we'll do some Greenfoot programming if we are still at home, or we will do the practical on the microbits if we are back at school. So one of those two tracks we will go on. Okay, please remember that after each of these lessons there will be a quiz. Okay, there will definitely be a quiz that will be posted up into the team. All of the quizzes count for your term mark. They all count for the term mark. Okay, I'll never ask you to do anything for no reason. Okay, that would just be wasting your time and my time, and time is very precious. So please make sure that you hand those assignments in. What I'll also do is I will put a post in the team every day just for attendance. So in that thread, just reply there, just reply there and just say I'm here, or whatever you want to say there, just so that I know that you are present on the day. And that will also count towards your term mark, right? 10% of your term mark will be taken just from attendance. So make sure you put you mark that you were present there. Okay, let's move on to lesson 1. Okay, so a little bit about what this is about. As I've said to you, these are what we're going to be doing. You can read through this introduction here. Okay, this term mark here, obviously things have changed because of the COVID. That's not how this will be made up anymore. You will be doing, like I said, a lot of your term mark will be taken from the quizzes that you put in, and also when we get back to school, you will be writing a test. Okay, you guys won't be writing my test. Okay, you'll be writing wherever you've come from. So either Mrs. Cronier or Mr. Felgate, they will set the test for you. It'll be on whatever you did for the last term's work. So that will count, I think, about 50% of your term mark will be made up from that. And the other 50% will be made up from the quizzes and your attendance. Okay, so let's move on. Right, the units of computers. Okay, we've heard about these before, but it might make a bit more sense when we talk about it here and sort of in a more formal format here. So we have a single piece of data, okay, and that is called a bit. That is what a bit is, and the word bit gets made up from binary digit. Okay, so those two words, binary digit, make up the word bit. And 1 bit, okay, it's the smallest unit of data that a computer can store. Okay, so one bit of memory can either hold a 1 or a 0. Okay, it's either high or low, or on or off. Okay, those are various ways you can refer to it. In computers, remember, in computers, they don't count in numbers like we do. They just count in 1s and 0s. They work in binary. Okay, so we are familiar, okay, we know that in other units of measurement, we get these orders of magnitude. For example, if you're looking at the units of measurement of volume, you did this before in primary school. Okay, the unit of volume is liter, and then you can get milliliters, kiloliters, megaliters. The unit of distance is meters. Okay, we get millimeters, kilometers. The unit of mass is the gram. Okay, and then we can get milligrams and kilograms. And just like you get orders of magnitude there, we get orders of magnitude in data as well. Okay, so if we have a look here, we can see that there are 8 bits in 1 byte. Okay, so if 8 bits are grouped together, we call that a byte. If we group 1024 bytes together, we call that a kilobyte. Now take note here. with kilograms and kilometers and kiloliters, the multiplication was 1,000. Okay, there's 1,000 meters in a kilometer. Very important here. There is not 1,000 bytes in a kilobyte. So you don't just multiply or divide by 1,000. That is wrong. It's 1,024. Okay, and there's a very good reason for that, which we'll cover shortly. It's not 1,000. Okay, the multiplier is not 1,000. I cannot stress that enough. Okay, and I know for a fact that some of you, when you answer the quiz, will multiply and divide by 1,000, and you will get it wrong. Okay, it's 1,024. That is the multiplier. So we have 1,024 bytes in a kilobyte. We have 1,024 kilobytes in a megabyte. We have 1,024 megabytes in a gigabyte. We have 1,024 gigabytes in a terabyte. And then terabytes to petabytes, petabytes to exabytes, exabytes to zettabytes, zettabytes to yottabytes. These are unbelievably large numbers. Okay, you will never use this in data. A yottabyte is something like the number of atoms in the universe or something. It's monstrous. Okay, so here's some examples for you. Okay, so it says 1 terabyte is about the same amount of information that you would find in a large library. Okay, or 1,600 CDs worth of data. Or if you took 1 petabyte of data and you wrote it onto DVDs, it would require approximately 223,000 DVDs, which would be a stack of DVDs 300 meters high. That's 3 rugby fields high. Okay, so the length of 3 rugby fields, if you go vertical, that's how many DVDs you would need for 1 petabyte of data. An exabyte would be 1,024 times that. Okay, so you can see these numbers get enormous. So remember, that's the big takeaway here. The multiplier is not 1,000, it's 1,024. Okay, the other thing to be careful of is just be careful if you're writing a small b or a big B. Okay, so we're in the unit KB. If the B is small, it means kilobits. If the letter is large, capital letter, K with a capital B, it's bytes. So it's kilobits, kilobytes. Just be careful. That's another gotcha that you've got to be careful of when you are doing the quizzes. Usually things are measured in kilobytes or megabytes or terabytes, except for things like your internet connection at home. That would be like 10 megabits per second or 20 megabits per second or 4 megabits per second. Okay, so your internet at home measures in bits per second. Okay, and here is why it is 1024, because remember I said to you computers work in binary. Okay, and 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 10 times. 2 to the power of 10 is 1024. That is why it's not 1,000. Okay, it's actually 2 to the power 10. 2 times 2, 10 times. Okay, so go through those notes there. Make sure you understand them, and then this table here. There will be, like I said, a quiz, and the quiz, you will have to fill these answers in. So what you can do is you can fill the answers in yourself on your book, and then you can put the answers in to the quiz. Okay, so that's it for lesson number 1. Make sure you have gone through the notes, and then have a go at doing these calculations here. They convert from kilobytes to megabytes and gigabytes, and obviously here you got the gigabytes, you need to go backwards. Okay, don't let the numbers fool you. It's just simple arithmetic. It's not even maths. It's just arithmetic. You are just going to multiply or divide by 1024. Okay, that's all you are going to do. So you must just work out whether you're going to multiply or whether you're going to divide. If you've got that many kilobytes, do you think that number is going to be bigger or smaller in megabytes? Okay, if you think it's going to be smaller, then you need to divide that by 1024. Okay, if you think it's going to be bigger, then you need to multiply it by 1024. Okay, don't let the numbers fool you. Don't look for complications. It's easier than what you think. I will see you in the next lesson.